Story 1. Innocent physical touch. A caress of the face, a light pat on the head, rubbing his thumb on my hand when he holds it, moving his foot to make sure it is touching me somehow when we are sitting next to each other. Makes my heart flutter and smile every time. Story 2. No matter how badly I may have messed up our dinner, in over 35 years, he has never, and I mean never, failed to say thanks for dinner. Story 3. I have a long work commute and he always fills my gas tank for me. It's a small gesture that means a lot. I thought my new laptop was magical because the battery never died. He just keeps it charged for me. He has started taking care of my plants and feels sad if I accidentally kill one. We're not having children, but he recently said he would be willing to stay home if we did. I could go on. Basically, he does many little things to make my life easier and show interest in things I care about. Pretty great. Story 4. I am lucky to be married to a man who excels at many things. He takes care of my car. There is always fuel in the tank, and the windows are clean. It means a lot. Sometimes he takes it to the gas station just to refuel and wipe the windows. Since I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer during COVID-19 in 2020, he has done all the grocery shopping without me asking. He started doing it on his own. I make the list and he calls or texts from the store if he has questions. He covers me when I nap. He softly wakes me to ask if I need a blanket. He often cuddles me when I go to bed, even if he is not sleepy. He carries heavy things for me. He mows the lawn and takes out the garbage. He is polite to me, rarely raising his voice. That goes a long way toward making me feel cherished. Sometimes he stops me to check me out, takes my hand, and has me twirl for him to see my hair, outfit, jewelry, and nails. He admires me from head to toe often at surprising times, like when we were painting the living room, first thing in the morning on my way out the door, or at the end of the day. Sometimes I catch him just staring at me. When I ask, "What?" he smiles and says I am beautiful or something sweet like that. I would be lost without him. Sometimes the thought of anything bad happening to him paralyzes me with fear for a moment. I would never want to know life without my favorite person in the world. Story 5. My husband unloads the dishwasher for me every morning before he goes to work. I am retired, so I should be doing it. He knows I hate doing it, so he does it for me. He is so thoughtful. Story 6. Strap in for me fangirling my husband. He gets up early in the morning and makes me coffee so it's ready when I get up. In winter, he lights the fire so it's warm. He touches me all the time, his hand on my back, his knee pressed against mine under the table. Not sexual at all, just affectionate and present. When I'm going to be renovating or working on something, he'll get the tools I need and personal protective equipment out for me. He makes the children's lunches in the morning and does all the running around town with the kids. Story 7. It's when he notices the little things without being asked, like walking home together and him gently taking the heavier bag from me without a word, or preparing the protein shake I didn't say I needed but he somehow knew I did, or choosing to go to a farther gym just because he knew I'd be there, even if he doesn't say it out loud. Those moments say, "I see you. I care in ways that don't need explaining." It's quiet, consistent safety. In a world that can feel loud and overwhelming, that quiet care is everything. Story 8. Coffee in the morning. Filling the gas tank. Fixing things around the house. Making me laugh. Showing my parents love and respect. Most importantly, being a present, engaged father and role model. Story 9. I have to take medication every night. I hate taking it and often forget or delay the time I take it, but my partner makes sure I have a fresh cold glass of water by my bed every night to help me take it before I fall asleep. It is a small gesture, but I appreciate it very much. Story 10. Being on time means when you say what time you will be home, you arrive at that time. It is basic respect that goes a long way. Story 11. I am in the middle of a separation, and this thread really boosted my self-esteem. I have apparently been a very caring partner despite everything. Story 12. When he actually likes a movie I put on, he will watch it with me and say it's all right. But when he pauses it to talk about every scene, tries to learn the story, watches the chronicles, and gets completely absorbed, it really shows he cares for me. I don't have many hobbies. I work and clean a lot. So, I watch movies and other things. We have very different tastes, so I guess my preferences are pretty specific. Story 13. Helping me stand up when I have days I cannot by myself. Even if it is just walking to the bathroom that day, when he helps me up, I feel defeated within myself, but he reminds me he loves me enough to help me with something I have done for 37 years of my 40 years of life. Story 14. Surprise croissants. He sometimes pops out and gets one for me when I work from home. It makes the whole morning better. Story 15. Ask me how I am doing. Massage my neck and head. Cook for me when I am at his home and pack me a box to take with me for my lunch at work. Story 16. Not having to repeat myself 50,000 times a day. Being able to tell my partner what I need or not at all because he is paying attention to me, and he does it right then and there. Story 17. He fights me for chores. He literally tries to fool or distract me so he can take over my chores. Loving and playful, but he will fully commit to doing as many chores as he can. Quite refreshing after encountering many men who think picking up after themselves is helping out around the house. Story 18. He does not drink hot drinks, so he has no reason to be anywhere near the kettle. It is all love. He will playfully, gently too because of balance issues, shove me out of the way whenever I go to make myself a cup of tea so he can make it for me. Story 19. I crochet a lot to soothe my anxiety and stress behaviors. Every time he notices I am working on something or trying to choose a yarn from my stash, he asks about my projects and remembers what I am working on. He even goes as far as to ask me what stitch or pattern charts mean. Another thing he does is when he gets samples of drinks for his job, he always shares them with me, even if it is something he knows I might not enjoy as much. Just those little things he does make me feel so at ease and seen every day. Story 20. Locking eyes with me from across a crowded room. A little check-in to make sure I am doing okay with my anxiety. Story 21. They reverse my car out of our small carport every workday morning. I am always in a rush to clock in on time. It is a thoughtful gesture, and I appreciate it very much. Story 22. He tells me I am beautiful every day. It has helped my confidence tremendously. It is also very adorable when it is the first thing he says in the morning. The slow eye open and smirk as he pulls me close and tells me I am beautiful. He always makes sure I am hydrated. If I get up to do anything and do not already have water, by the time I get back to my spot there is a glass of water and usually a snack waiting for me. Also, the forehead kisses. When I am busy or super focused, he pops over for a kiss on the forehead, then goes back to what he was doing. These probably all sound small, but they bring me joy and still make my heart pitter-patter. Story 23. Proactive communication is important. For example, if you know you will be coming home late, let your partner know ahead of time so they do not worry. Story 24. Proactively communicating. Hey, I'm going to go out after work with colleagues. I will call you around 10. Or, I have been thinking about a future big financial decision lately and want to talk to you about what I am thinking and what you might think. Could we do that sometime this weekend? This just feels very safe to me. Story 25. He always says I look beautiful, and after 11 years together and a bit of weight gain, he makes me feel sexy and beautiful. Even though my libido is lower than his, he says that it is all right and to take it at my own pace. I feel valued for who I am. He is also a good conversationalist, and we can sit and talk for a long time with me learning new facts about the world because he is very smart. He is also good at giving me hugs, kisses, caresses, and strokes my back when we go to sleep. I love him so much. Story 26. It's wild how love shows up in the smallest tasks. Filling gas, refilling tea, or just noticing you're cold. The things that feel invisible are often the loudest when they're gone. Big gestures get applause, but daily kindness builds the standing ovation. Consistency over grandiosity every time. Story 27. My partner acknowledges what I say and apologizes when they make a mistake. But she is a woman. Story 28. There are many small things that are honestly the bare minimum, but we appreciate them so much. I'll list a few. Helping bring in groceries, complimenting us, getting a snack we like when you go shopping alone, coffee, cleaning without being asked, cooking or helping clean up. I think men and women should be able to cook. It is a life skill, not a gender role. Not being glued to a video game or overly attentive to electronics, like not being glued to any device. These things, as I said, are very small and basic but often overlooked as actually being helpful. It is nice knowing the other person doesn't just see you as their mommy or maid. It lets us know you actually care about doing things as a team and think of us, and that it is not one-sided where you do whatever you want and we are stuck cleaning up everything. Also, I will never dislike someone playing with my hair. I hope this is helpful. Story 29. Makes me coffee in the morning. There are so many other things, but this small gesture is one of my favorites. He leaves for work before I wake up, but he knows that moving around to get ready half wakes me. Takes about 20 minutes until I am fully awake. During that time, he makes me a coffee and places it on my bedside table. By the time I wake up completely, it has cooled to the perfect temperature for me to drink immediately. It is really the little things. Story 30. Randomly texting me when we are at work, asking when I am coming home so he can bring a hot cup of coffee on his way back for me, making breakfast if I am on my period and having cramps, giving me free massages for no reason, playing with my hair and smelling it, cuddling and hugging me when I am cooking or busy in the kitchen, which sometimes annoys me, randomly checking on me, bringing me water when I am working from home and did not have time to take a break, covering me with a blanket when I am taking a nap. Story 31. When he asks me how I am, he responds with empathy and maintains eye contact when we speak. He does not look at his phone when he is with me. Story 32. He makes dinner every night because he knows I hate cooking. I really love flowers but have no idea how to keep them alive. He takes care of them so they thrive. As a 40-year-old woman, I still like stuffed animals and buy a new one every once in a while. He has never made me feel stupid for liking what I like. Story 33. My husband is a forester, so he is out in the woods a lot. When he randomly brings me a little treasure from the forest, such as pine cones, cool rocks, or a turtle shell, it makes my week. It makes me so happy to know he saw something that made him think of me, and he wanted me to have it. Story 34. He covers me with a blanket at night. He remembers all important dates without reminding me. When I sleep, he closes the door quietly. Story 35. Consistency means the things you know you can expect. Good morning texts. Consistently caring about how your day was and how you were feeling. Simple as that. Story 36. My wife's love language is physical touch. Hugs, touching her lower back in public, holding hands, placing my hand on her leg while driving. Anything non-sexual seems to make her happy. I always try to do something like that. Story 37. We have different work schedules, and he sacrifices sleep every night just so we can talk and cuddle when I get home from work. Sometimes he says he's exhausted, but he's still awake every single day when I arrive. He always reaches for me when we sleep. Sometimes I wake up when he rolls over, and it's just full-on strangle spooning. He always makes coffee for me in the morning, kisses me, and hugs me in front of our families and friends. He touches me whenever he can. If he's gaming, he comes to give me a kiss every time he gets up. If he's in the kitchen, he asks if I want anything before coming back. If I don't feel well, he makes me tea and cooks all the meals. When we're out shopping, he picks out clothes he thinks I'll like. And I almost always do. I hum a lot when I clean, cook, or play video games, and he starts humming back until it turns into silly songs. He's allergic to my cat, but he loves that little fluff ball. He kisses him all the time, sings to him, and then has a huge sneeze fit afterward, but he still does it. He knows the names of my favorite perfumes. He tells me I'm beautiful with such sincerity that I believe him. I love him so very much. Story 38. Letting me take my time getting ready, shopping, and basically doing the things I enjoy, either together or alone. It is so important for men to understand and respect your small joys too. Just because they do not relate to some things you like does not mean these things should be rushed or omitted because they find them annoying. Story 39. I struggle with anxiety when I am out in public. He always seems to know exactly when I am starting to panic and rubs my back gently or just puts his hand on my back, which immediately calms me down. He knows me so well. It is such a wonderful feeling to be seen like that. Story 40. He is vacuuming, washing dishes, carrying groceries upstairs, washing clothes and the dog, cooking, doing my nails and hair. Story 41. Not in a relationship, but it would be nice to have someone take out the trash without me asking. Or do any chore for that matter. This has never happened with any partner I have had in the past. Story 42. My husband always thanks me for making dinner. I really appreciate that he acknowledges my contribution to the family. Story 43. My husband does small things for me that I don't remember to do for myself, for example, charge my toothbrush. Story 44. Two things. 1. He seems to find me wherever I am in the house and prepares a large bottle of ice water to make sure I stay hydrated. 2. I love hugs, and now he goes out of his way to find me at random times during the day to give me one. Story 45. He leaves little notes on my mirror, lunchbox, or espresso machine, just sweet notes saying he loves me or is thinking about me. I love his notes. They make me feel cherished, wanted, and appreciated. He fills my tank, sneaks peeks at my to-do lists, and does the tasks he can to make my list easier. He holds open doors and brings me coffee. He is kind and patient with my children. He orders takeout when I've had a long day and am too tired to cook. We have been together about a year, and it has been the most wonderful relationship I have ever had. We have never had a fight, not even an argument. There has never been a time when I felt unheard or belittled by him. He goes out of his way to make sure I feel like a priority, which makes me want to do my part to care for him and love him fully in return. I pack his lunches and cook his favorite foods. I patch up his work clothes and rub his sore muscles. We both make each other feel important and cared for. Story 46. Sending a nightly message of gratitude for our relationship and everything we did that day, even on the difficult days filled with chaos. Story 47. This goes both ways, but when I am cleaning, he stays cleaning with me until we both sit down together. It is an act of solidarity that really makes all the difference. Story 48. My husband automatically puts my workout and dance clothes on the clothesline because he knows they should not go in the dryer. It is one of the many really sweet things he does, but this is the one that seems to surprise most other women I know. Story 49. Whenever I apologize, for example, being delayed at work so he had to wait for me, he always says I never have to apologize to him for anything. I never have to tie my shoelaces when he is around. He sends me unprompted random texts and pictures about his day. Story 50. He is really into coffee. We have a coffee corner at home, and since we bought our first coffee machine, there hasn't been a morning he hasn't made me a coffee with latte art and everything. He used to bring me a biscuit always, but I stopped eating sugar, and now he gets me a cracker or something. It brings me so much joy because it shows me devotion, care, and love, no matter if we've had a fight or something. He does a lot of other things too. He's very attentive, but the coffee ritual holds a special place in my heart. Story 51. Asking instead of assuming. I know that some people like it, but for me, I absolutely cannot stand it when someone tries to help me by just coming up to me, grabbing stuff and doing whatever with it. I vastly prefer for someone to come up to me and ask, "Hey, would you like some help?" Or say, "Hey, would you like me to do this task?" In conversations, I don't like it when someone assumes that I, for instance, don't understand something, so they respond by re-explaining that thing instead of directly asking where I am at and then reacting to that. You avoid so many problems by just taking a second and confirming whatever with the other person. I would rather be asked 30 million questions than get into an argument because someone assumed instead of asking. Story 52. Checking I have everything I need before I drive 6 hours to camp for my week on. Reminding me about the jobs I have to because my attention deficit hyperactivity disorder brain got sidetracked. Having my favorite wine in the fridge after working 87 hours, then driving home for 6 hours. I could also go on and on about my nearly 38-year marriage partner. He is gold. Story 53. He learned how to cook my favorite childhood comfort meal. He makes sure that if there are leftovers of pizza, he leaves them for me. If he sees a cute coffee shop, he shares the location with me. Story 54. I am amazed at how many of the comments are simple things. However, I suppose these things are like theoretical physics to someone who does not care about their partner's happiness. Story 55. I live where it gets really cold in the winter. If I have to go somewhere, my husband always goes out to the car, starts it, scrapes the windshield, brushes off any snow, and generally inspects the car before I go. Usually, all I have to do is get in the car and drive away. Story 56. When we get home after traveling or road tripping, he always tells me to shower first while he cleans up and unpacks the car. This is after he has driven the whole way home as well. Story 57. He bought me tampons, the exact right type, when he heard me mention I was almost out. I noticed I had not filled my soap dispenser in months because he was refilling it. When we first started dating, I could not reach the glassware, so he moved it down a shelf to make it accessible. I love him dearly. He is my best friend and the sweetest person. Story 58. Not me, but my parents. I am not sure about my mother's feelings, but my father gets up first, makes a cup of tea for himself and my mother, and takes it up to her bedroom every single day. Story 59. He notices if I am going through a snack and adds it to the shopping list. He comes home with chocolate at the mention of menstruation. I know this is unusual, but we both like women, and he sends me pictures of women who are my type, even though they are not his type, because he knows it will make me smile. He can tell if I need a hug, and if I do not ask for one, he still makes sure I get it. Also, he sits by a tree during lunch at work and sends me a picture of it because the tree says hi. It is silly, but he takes a new picture each day, special for me. I really struck gold. Story 60. He always carries the basket when we go shopping, and I have not charged any of my own devices since we moved in together. Every time I come home from work, my iPad, headphones, and laptop are charged, so I can just relax with any of them immediately. Story 61. Communication and checking in are important, no matter how busy or stressed you are. Checking in always helps and is a good way to express yourself, whether it's making them snacks or just giving them a cuddle or a kiss. Story 62. We have been married and living together for 3 years now. I can count on one hand the number of times I have had to set up our coffee machine to auto-brew first thing in the morning. He always sets it up every night before we go to bed. He works the second shift until 11 p.m., sometimes getting off later if work was busy. He still sets up the coffee. Even during power outages or hurricanes, he finds a way to make coffee for me without asking. Story 63. He gets up early to drop me at the train station, so I do not have to get up at 5:30 to get to work. He regularly picks me up from the station after a long day to make my commute shorter. It means a lot and makes my day much better, even though he has to go out of his way for me. Story 64. Whenever I say, "Hey, look at this thing," he takes genuine interest and pays attention. No matter how silly it is, such as, "Hey, look at that cute dog," or, "Did you know this random fact?" or, "My butt itches." He always engages. I have never had anyone do that consistently before. Story 65. My partner thanks me whenever I do a chore or task. It honestly made me uncomfortable at first because no one had ever done that with me before. I make sure to acknowledge and thank him for the chores or tasks he does as well, and I think it is very important to do. Story 66. Almost every day I get a message saying, "Miss you already and can't wait to be home," when my partner leaves for work. It just starts the day right. Story 67. He always asks, "How can I help you today?" or "What can I do for you today?" It does not matter what is going on or how busy he may be. He always says this and then follows through. Story 68. Remembering random things that I like. I could just walk up to them, hug them without words, and feel comforted without being pushed to talk immediately. Story 69. Paying attention to random small details. I would put my hair up and my hair ties would always snap and I would get mad. So he got me some that do not have elastics, so I do not have that problem anymore. I thought it was so sweet and such a small detail he noticed. It really is the little things sometimes. Story 70. Even the few times we have issues, never going 24 hours without solving them and moving on. He makes me my coffee in the morning perfectly, better than I make my own coffee. He always makes sure I have a can of Coca-Cola and a bottle of water in the morning, even if it means sneaking away before I wake up to get it, as we live off-grid. Story 71. helping with our son without having to be asked, such as packing the stroller and cleaning the high chair. A kiss every morning and before bed. Random but also touching toes when we go to sleep. Story 72. He goes to bed before me, and every night he leaves a glass of water by my bedside so I can drink water with my medication. He is always ready to scratch my back when I take my bra off at the end of the day. Definitely a keeper. Story 73. Surprise food. On the hottest day of the summer, my partner got me my favorite drink and a huge watermelon to enjoy after I finished work, because I was outside in the heat all day. It showed how much he truly listens to me and how much he cares. Story 74. I don't know if it counts. I work in another city from Monday to Wednesday and drive there every Sunday evening. He stays awake in our flat in our home city until I reach my work flat and text him that I arrived safely. Although he always has to go to work very early the next day and he is about 3 hours away, it is a good feeling that I can call him anytime if I am feeling off. In my daily life, I feel loved, admired, appreciated, and supported. There are small gestures like coffee in the morning, removing my glasses when I fall asleep on the couch, and tender touches like holding my hand. Every time I feel very stressed or cannot relax, he starts braiding my hair because it calms me. Story 75. I'm gonna blush about my boyfriend for a minute. He is near constant physical embrace when we are together, cuddling, kissing, playing with my fingers, etc. Every time he leaves, my body feels the same way your feet may feel after wearing a certain pair of shoes for a long time. It's like he's made an imprint from cuddling me so much. That's the best way I can describe it. He can spot immediately when I begin to feel anxious or down. As someone who has a lot of siblings and minimal emotional attention from parents growing up, having someone who can see me and help me is amazing. He lowers his voice and speaks very softly to me, and it honestly makes me tear up thinking about it. He consistently reaffirms his feelings. He tells me he misses me every day I'm gone. He tells me he loves me every day without fail. I could go on forever about this man. Story 76. I am yet to find one since he is rarely at home, is a workaholic, and would find any reason to leave the house. Story 77. He gets my breakfast dishes out for me before bed, so they are ready when I wake up. This is especially helpful when school is on and the kitchen can get crowded with everyone trying to get ready. He does the dishes and laundry, folds, and puts them away. He knows these are two of my most disliked tasks, so he handles them instead. I once told him that whenever he makes the bed, it feels like a little love note from him. He has done it almost every morning since. Recently, my favorite band released a new album, their first in 24 years. He knows how happy they make me, so without telling me, he started listening to it too, just so he could talk about it with me. He knows the kids have been more exhausting than usual lately, so he is currently at the trampoline gym with them, so I can have some quiet time to myself. He is just the best. Story 78. He is the primary caregiver for our baby, lets me sleep in, and makes me dinner and coffee for my work shifts. Story 79. I am terrible with time management. I am always running late for work. I leave before 7 a.m., and after running from the bedroom to the bathroom and back again, there is always a lunchbox and a cup of coffee next to my purse. He has never complained in 14 years about how absent-minded or underprepared I can be. Story 80. I don't have to ask for anything. He knows my needs and how to fulfill them. I joke a lot that I'm his sim and he gives me happy moodlets all the time. I don't suffer the burden of carrying the mental load. He doesn't worry me, so I am free to do as I wish without stress. I have no concerns in life because of him. I have a strong personality. It's fantastic to meet someone as strong or stronger than me, so I can focus on being happy. He has healed a lot of trauma just by being kind and caring. I feel like he can read my mind sometimes. Story 81. Remembering the little things. My partner knows I prefer sweets on bad days, which he has just observed over time. Story 82. My husband is so considerate. I am usually on our couch in my free time. Whenever he walks by me, he always asks, "Can I get you anything?" Like water, a snack, medicine, or the cat. It is so sweet of him, and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. It shows he cares about my small comforts and makes me feel loved. Story 83. I am the most happily married person I know, and I can genuinely say that a large part of what makes our marriage so strong is the consistent expression of gratitude. If my husband makes me a coffee, I thank him sincerely. If I do the dishes, my husband makes a big deal of it. We are both quick to draw the other's attention to something we have done that we would like them to praise us for. Many people mistakenly believe that if their partner does not notice, they do not care, but that is far from the truth. Most of us are too focused on our own thoughts to notice when something has been done, so when my partner or I point out something we have done, the other always shows gratitude, ensuring that neither of us ever feels taken for granted. Story 84. Every time I see him, he tells me how beautiful I am. He always opens doors for me. He randomly brings me coffee at work. Once, he did this after working a 36-hour shift. He buys me little gifts just if he is out and sees something he thinks I would like. He makes an effort to be kind to the other important people in my life. He tucks me in and makes sure I am comfortable if I am napping or going to sleep before him. There is a lot more I could list. He makes me feel so special. Story 85. When we have time and he doesn't need to leave, he always makes my coffee for me. He always asks if I need food when he's grabbing some. He brings me his leftovers when he has dinner plans and I'm doing other things. He includes me in everything in his life, keeps me updated, and calls me multiple times a day just to chat. We are not big texters. He is full of consideration. He wants me in his life and shares it every day. I have never questioned his commitment to me or to us. He is like a safety blanket over life. Story 86. Random text and updates, appreciation and thank yous for small favors you did for them, and gentle, innocent touches. Story 87. Acting like he cares about my outfits. I recently came out of a marriage where my husband never commented on what I wore or how I looked. If I ever asked, he would refuse to give feedback, saying things like, "I just want you to wear what you want to wear." It sounds kind of nice in theory, but I completely want my partner to notice and care about what I'm wearing and how I've put myself together. My new boyfriend hypes me up so much when he can tell I'm excited about what I'm wearing. I don't know if he's genuinely interested or just humoring me, but either way, I think it's adorable and it definitely makes me feel noticed and cared for. Story 88. He has been taking my vehicle to fill it with gas for as long as I can remember. If I have to do it myself, I am lost. I used to always pump my own gas, and he just kind of took over at some point more than 30 years ago. My daughter tells me I am spoiled, and I just say, I know. We do not have a dishwasher. I wash and he dries. He always starts with a gentle towel snap on my butt. He comes into the bedroom to make sure I am awake before he leaves for work. He leaves at 6:20, and I work from home, so I tend to sleep past my alarm. Story 89. This thread makes me sad. I do not feel like I have a love like this, and I do not know if I ever will. Story 90. Listening to me talk about my day and not falling asleep, which happens a lot. In the beginning, I got angry, but now I laugh. At the moment, I am upset about a situation, and him falling asleep makes me wonder how important it really was. Or maybe I am downplaying it. I don't know. Story 91. Feeling seen and validated. Knowing I am the only one and have no competition. Being reassured that no matter what, he will always love me. Story 92. To paraphrase Tiffany in The Bride of Chucky, a woman spends all day slaving away in the kitchen for her man. The very least he can do is the dishes. That quote always stuck with me. It is a simple ask. Just help clean up and share the mental load instead of expecting me to do everything. Story 93. Sometimes he brings me an expensive, high-calorie coffee treat when he goes grocery shopping without me asking for it. He also dislikes coffee but knows how to order mine. One of a million things he does. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.